It's all around me, a silent voice I can't deny. A mother's arms, how they surround me. They sing the beauty of my life.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
I close my eyes. It takes me memory deep down in my soul. I'm safe to be beside you. A light shine upon the world.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain.
It will last forever. It will never fade away. Never cause me pain. This love, this love.
This love, this love.
Nature holds great secrets within. As we travel the globe, we discover evidence of nature's awe, beauty, and presence. From a humble seed, a mighty sequoia will stand taller than a 35-storied building, exemplifying nature's grandeur and magnificence. Such greatness is born out of a seed which weighs less than a gram. As we journey through life, we learn many things. We are taught how to become engineers, accountants, and doctors. We even study the intricate details of how the heart circulates blood. But not much importance is given to teach us how to tap into our inner resources and handle the emotions of our heart. And there comes a moment in every individual's life when we realize that academic brilliance and accolades are not enough to manage life. And then we ask ourselves the right question. Who am I? What is my purpose on this earth? How can I cope with challenges? How can I change my life and my world? It was to answer these very questions and to complete the puzzle of life that the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual Organization was founded. Like the sequoia tree, whose far-reaching presence stems from a tiny seed, the story of the Brahma Kumaris and its growth begins with a spiritual seed planted into the heart of one man, Dada Lekraj. He soon became known as Brahma Baba. And for him, that seed was experienced as a gift from the divine. A seed that he made a conscious effort to nourish and sustain. This led to the birth of an organization. The story of the Brahma Kumaris. Planting a seed of change.
Brahma Kumaris in United States started service 40 plus years, and it was like a seed. But today it has grown all over United States. There are many centers, and we find that people are benefiting a lot.
The Brahma Kumaris is a worldwide spiritual movement and the largest spiritual organization led by women. It is dedicated to personal transformation and committed to uplifting human consciousness globally. With spiritual teachings, meditation, and community service. The Brahma Kumaris was established in 1937 in pre-partitioned India. Today, more than 80 years later, it has grown with a presence in 110 countries, over 4,500 centers, and more than 1 million regular students.
The seed for service was planted in United States of America over 40 years ago. Myself and Sister Denise were in Canada, and during that time, the Brahma Kumaris were thinking about something that we called as a world service. So we wanted to bring this message of peace and spiritual knowledge to American people. We drove to San Francisco, California, around the same time as our regional director, Sister Mohini, arrived to New York from the Caribbean islands. 4 decades ago, what began as a humble initiation has now been able to bring peace and joy to thousands of individuals and families across America through our meditation and retreat centers.
Soon after, meditation and retreat centers started to sprout up throughout the United States.
The spiritual organization invites people from all walks of life to come and learn the art of Raj Yoga meditation free of cost. Everyone, regardless of religion, race, social or economic status, is welcome to study the spiritual knowledge and meditation.
Meditation is a very, very simple practice to connect the mind with the true self and to experience inner peace and inner harmony. And that helps to increase the power to discern and to make right choices.
Meditation is at the heart of the Brahma Kumaris teaching, which enables people to relax, reflect, contemplate, and realize their true inner power. It is an effective tool to overcome everyday stress, anxiety, depression, and fear. At the heart of the Brahma Kumaris' work is the desire to help people rediscover their innate potential. But over the years in the United States and around the world, the activities of the Brahma Kumaris spread even more, with new and strong branches in the form of international projects. The aim of these initiatives has been simple: to bring a shift in human consciousness for a better world.
There is a purpose to the Brahma Kumaris being at the United Nations. And the purpose is to reaffirm faith in the dignity and worth of the human being. So the way we do this is that we bring to the table, we integrate into the programs of the United Nations a spiritual trajectory of awareness, attitude, vision, action as a subtle dynamic to transformation.
Brahma Kumaris international projects, Million Minutes of Peace, Global Cooperation for a Better World, Parliament of World Religions, Living Values Education, Images and Voices of Hope, Celebrating Human Greatness, Brahma Kumaris and the Youth, Spotlight Values, Om Cafe, 7 Billion Acts of Goodness, Peace in the Park Festivals,
Wherever the Brahma Kumaris centers exist, it plays a significant role in the community. Whether it's for natural disasters such as wildfires, which we had recently, hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, we are there to help. People need coping skills in dealing with these disasters, and we're available to help them with that. Wherever we can, we, the Brahma Kumaris, are there to serve.
Now that the tree has grown, it can provide not only an inspiration for our inner strength, but also a canopy to protect our inner peace and personal fulfillment.
The biggest change and benefit I've noticed from being part of the Brahma Kumaris is being able to step outside my thoughts and become the observer of them.
I like to come to the center because it's fun to play and I feel safe and happy when I'm there.
They provide an open place where anyone from any different background can come to meditate.
Meditation made my life easier.
It's like I have this key, this golden key that opens up a beautiful treasure box.
The true treasure is finding out who you really, really are.
What I love about here, they love me, and I love them.
Maybe it's time for every one of us to plant in our hearts this precious spiritual seed and share it with humanity, so that we may all retrieve our lost inner paradise. The Brahma Kumaris centers all over the world are waiting to welcome you and offer you such a seed in which rests the power to transform your life.
Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wise-ish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you.
There's a sort of person who's really seeking the truth, or there are people who see the conditions of the world and come to the conclusion that there's something not quite right, a lot that's not quite right. And they feel that maybe the answers are not outside, they're within. And so it brings them into the search for values, inner values. It brings them then to spirituality. Spirituality means knowing myself, having a relationship with the divine, understanding the philosophy of give and take, action, reaction. So I've spent time focusing on that. But what's the proof that it's actually working? If truly I'm in touch with my goodness and my original truth, that will then be demonstrated through my life.
Om Shanti everyone. Welcome to your Spiritual Vaccine Hour. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. I hope everyone is absolutely doing well and finding some deeper sense of insights into who you are and why you're here. Isn't that what it's about anyway? We've gotten so stuck on memories and experiences of the past that we don't even know who we're supposed to be right here and right now. Just like how I'm hearing the beautiful thunder and the rain and the storm and just brewing. It's just like, this is how we sometimes even feel. When stuff is just not going right, we feel like we need to rumble and get all of that energy stirred up to get outside of the consciousness of the soul. the irony to it all is if we keep doing it over and over again, it becomes our natural nature. You know, we could be a rumbler every 5 minutes. We could be angry. We could be scared. We could be a little bit, uncomfortable. I had an interesting day today. You want to hear it? It's like every night, right? There's something to say. There's a story. But apart from going for an appointment this morning, which was very lovely and everyone took very care of me, I came back to Baba's house, got something to eat, settled in. Antonia came over to get some work done. We're getting ready to do our work for the Shift Network for their, is it the Peace Festival? For International Day of Peace, they're having a 3-day program coming up on September 18th, 19th, and 21. And I'm happy to say that I'll be emceeing the spiritual stage. So we're going to be looking on consciousness with youths and consciousness in the media and basically consciousness with, illuminaries and voices of change. So we're looking forward to that. Then I had to be on a meeting with my advisory board with See Good TV and Conscious Good with Trina Wyatt, which I loved, being with everyone and just, hearing the progress of this media company and the tenacity and the consistency and the determination of the founder, Trina Wyatt, and where it's moving today. So if you haven't signed up to See Good TV as yet, please do so. And remember, you can also see it on Roku TV, which was amazing to see our conversations online. I had a conversation with Louis Gossett Jr., and you can also see that on their YouTube as well as on See Good TV. And my conversation with Trina, and there's a few meditations, but also Michael Bernard Beckwith, who just celebrated his birthday. I won't tell you how old he is. Marianne Williamson, Jim Foley about the Great Realization, Betsy Chase, who has done an incredibly beautiful job with the production, has been amazing. And Stefan, I'm going to mess up your last name, but let's just go Stefan L. Did great. It's just, right now, in the particular age that we're in, we just need good stuff because there's a lot of emotions swirling in and out of our beings. And the deeper the emotion, the deeper the trauma and the torture of how we see ourselves. And today's talking about, detoxing with these emotions that are going on inside of the soul. So to continue with my day, right? So I'm like almost missed my meeting for the See Good Advisory Board. And I finally get onto that. There were just like some energy, we have this truck that's been parked by the owner of the house and we've kept it there and just some weird energies around it. Then today you've got some another weird energy around it. Our next door neighbor's building a facility, so we asked, did you send anybody next door to do any work? He says, no, we didn't send anybody to do any work in our space. So we're like, well, what's going on? So, there's a weird energy in the atmosphere. Then Sister Gita's in her mood. We can't get her to be quiet or just to chill out and not interfere with the day's routine. Like now, here she's coming on the set. And there are certain things that are going on around me, and I don't know how I'm able to somehow still stay focused. Santosh is laughing behind the camera right now because he's watching me stay in my lane. Then there's something happening over here, something happening over there, something happening back there, something happening outside. So I've had such a day, and I was just saying that I want to access Sister Gita's heart and mind for her to hear, and I'm not able to. And a part of me feels like I'm supposed to be sad about this scene. And then the other part of me says, but it's not my karma, and what I can do is to keep offering physical, emotional, and spiritual support to my best capacity. but you can feel that the emotion of wanting to get sad about the situation tries to knock on the door of my mind. And I can feel it like it wants to come in to say, you should be sad about it. And then another part of me says, I don't want to be. It's not the way I can help her. If I'm in an emotional state and I'm not strong, how am I going to help this soul that I love so dearly? I won't have the strength. So when we're looking at emotional detoxing, we're really having to step up and raise our vibrations, because how else are we going to take care of the pollution and the toxicity that has entered our physical and emotional and spiritual being? So I ask you to take that moment. And there's a saying, don't cry for me, Argentina. You know, everyone's got their stuff to deal with, and no one's got more than the other. We're all inviting what we're supposed to go through. But like I tell my friends, that there are situations that will emerge in your life, and it's not to make you suffer, and it's not to make you sad, and it's not to put you into pain, but it is to direct you and to signal to you there's so much more in you. There's so much more power in you. Why we take physical detoxes is because the body doesn't feel very strong. It's because it's gotten polluted because of too much of drinking of this or eating of foods that have a lot of preservatives in it. And it has built up, you know, sort of waste in your system, and then you can feel it. So what do the herbalists tell you? Have more water, eat more healthy food, have more living organic foods in your system. Bring your system back to life, build your immunity, be strong, exercise, stay around positive people, think good about yourself, and stuff will clear out. So I've said this before, and I'll say it again. How do you remove the hurt from the heart? That's a big detoxing that's needed. Because the hurt in the heart isn't just from today, yesterday, last week, a month ago, 10 years, 5 lifetimes ago. Hurt just travels with you. If anyone even looks at you in a bad way and rolls their eyes, you remember those days when we were teenagers? Santosh, did you ever roll your eye at your parents? No, he's like, what is that? I mean, who is this innocent in the world nowadays? This is what we love about Brother Santosh. But you know, when you see those teenagers and they do one of these, they go like that, they go, and then the parents will say, don't you roll your eyes at me. You know, when they have that, just that little thing of your child rolling their eye at you when you're giving them advice hurts. And there'll be occasions you'll be sitting, maybe having supper, or you'll be dropping them off at school, or you'll be talking to a friend who's saying something about their child, and what you remember? Some bittersweet memories. The beauty of their life, and then when they roll their eyes, and you remember that. It just takes a little dirt, a little bacteria to get into your system and develop a virus. I was sorting out one of my drawers the other day, and I came across a vial that had some water from the Ganges in it. And I told Santosh, should I drink this? He looked at me and goes, are you crazy? This is going to kill you. I go, but it's the Ganges. You know, they say if you pour the Ganges in your system, everything wakes up. Yeah, you wake up in another body. And I was just thinking, in that little bottle, the Ganges, and yet God knows how many thousands of bacteria was in that little bottle. But then, for all we know, Santosh, that could have had the cure to COVID. You never know. Things are so weird nowadays. They are so weird that you have no idea what's going to cure you or what just might make you worse. I mean, you and I have been eating healthy and folks are still getting sick. Then somebody ends up drinking a vial of the water of the Ganges and it cures COVID. Who knows what's going to happen? Anyway, back to the topic. Detoxing ain't like going to auntie's home. It's not always easy to take those emotions out of you. We carry them with us, you know. We carry them with us. There are those thoughts that are sitting in the consciousness of the soul, and they've found a very comfortable place inside, and they have a story to it too. And the story have characters and scenes and locations and moments that you're like, I can't forget it. And the method to remove the toxicity is going to be really important tonight. So here are the steps I'd like to offer us. 1, accept. Accept there's toxicity in your system. Number 1. And after you've accepted the toxicity, write it down. What hurts? Is it this person in this relationship? Is it, I would so much rather that this is like this or that's like that? Or is it your health? Is it your finances? Where is the toxicity? Where is it, no matter how hard you try, it's just not working out? Where does it hurt? When you visit that particular area in thought, where does it hurt the most? So check that. The other thing is, after you've accepted that there's toxicity, second, you have identified where it's actually being fed or nurtured. The third thing I need you to do is to rewrite that story. How would you like it to be? How would you like it to be? And you take your time and you rewrite that story so well. The fourth thing, I need you to rewrite the story 108 times without pause until you feel it. And the fifth thing, I need you to recite it over and over again with your lips, seeing it into reality. Seeing it into reality. And the sixth thing, I'd like you to present it in front of Baba. Show Baba, the Supreme, the Unlimited One, Khuda, Bhagwan, Lord, Master, God, however you want to name it in whatever language. Present it to Baba and say, Baba, but this is the story I've envisioned for myself. This is my story. And when you present it to Baba, do it in silence and with reverence. Don't do it shortcut. Don't do it like it's nothing important. Do it in silence. Do it with reverence, as if you're giving it to a future heir to a throne. That's how you present it in front of Baba. And after you've done that, I want you to carry on with your life. And every day, commit 3 minutes to revisiting the process, not the 108 times writing it down, revisiting the way that you have written your story, rewritten the story, and just say, this is me now. And I put this in front of Baba. Just 3 minutes. Every day, rewrite your story. Why this is so important is that if you don't choose to rewrite a new story about yourself and your destiny and your whole life, you're going to be playing back the old one over and over and over again. And the old story will find a very comfortable place to sit in you. And you won't even know. It's motivating your present and it's recycling for future. You're actually going to get exactly what you've often gotten. But you want something else. You want something else. So one of the most important methods to detox are the 6 steps that I gave you. I wish I could tell you something more complex. I wish I can tell you to take an injection. Maybe this is your injection. Your spiritual vaccine is your injection. But we are losing so much of our energy because of hurt feelings, because of toxicity, because of unaddressed trauma, because of maybe feeling like you're alone in your suffering. And even if you have the nicest people around you, mentally you think you're alone in your suffering and nobody understands what you're going through. And all your soul wants is for somebody to show up in your life and say, I feel it too. I'm with you. I've been there, to give you comfort. I've been in situations where it seems not so good. I remembered a particular time. I don't know if I ever told you the story, Santosh. I remembered going through a pretty challenging relationship many, many years ago. And I never told anyone. Never even told Sister Gita. I kept it and I held my dignity, and even though I was hurt and even though I felt what was being done or said was wrong, I just knew I had to work this out inside. I had to fix this for me. Okay? And it wasn't until about 10 years, everyone. 10 years passed. And I started to feel comfortable within myself to talk about this particular experience with this person and with a few people. And do you know what other people would come back and tell me? They says, Jen, you didn't know that? This person is like that. They do this to everyone. Oh, they must have this feelings towards you. That's why they do that to you. And I went, but all of you knew this and nobody told me? And I don't know. It was like, I felt like I was the only one going through this. And it wasn't until I spoke up that I became aware. Half of the people felt the same way or worse. At least I didn't have any bad thoughts about the person. But people felt the same way. And people saw the same thing. And I went, but you all looked at me and spoke to me like I was the problem. And nobody ever told me, this wasn't just about you, Jen. You're the only one that stood up. You're the only one that carried on with your dignity and kept close and, kept your focus. And I was so shocked, everyone, that 10 years had passed. And when I spoke to everyone else, they were like, oh, but we knew that, or this happened to me, or that. And nobody told me. And all this time, I thought I was totally alone. And a lot of times when you think you are alone in your toxicity or in your struggle or in your hurt, your toxicity will increase because that energy is robbing your spirit of power. And as your energy gets sucked out from that emotion and that negative experience, you're losing strength. And as you keep losing strength, you begin to lose the power to speak with your dignity and your peace. So I ask you, and I invite you, try these 6 steps tonight. And what I'd like to do for the rest of the evening is just to allow us to go into just meditation until the end of the night. Because when it comes to detoxing the soul, we need a lot of inner stillness. Because with the inner stillness will come the clarity in what I need to address within myself. And we have to accept whatever you and I are going through, we're not alone. There's somebody in the world who's feeling the same way you're feeling and is going through what you're going through, and they're with you. It's subtle. They might not be living in the same house with you. They might not be living in the same city with you, but they're going through the same thing. They could be in the same state. They could be in the same country. It's somebody else somewhere in the world, my dears, are going through a very similar experience. So when you choose to wake yourself up and go on a cleanse, I ask you, let go of those hurt feelings and let them stop draining you of your spiritual power and your spirit. You know, you keep holding to the toxicity and the negativity. It's like we become walking corpse. The light stops shining. Your lips stop smiling. And anything that you and I will ever go through in life, believe you me, there is benefit. I know sometimes it looks awful. And sometimes, to be honest, it is. But if I keep looking at all of the settling that I have to go through because of my past deeds, I've got to look at it with this conditioning. It's beneficial. It's beneficial. There's something good coming out of this. I can see it with all my might. There's something good coming out of this. That's another way of detoxing from all of the negativities that might be sitting somewhere in the soul. There's so many ways. So many ways to clean up our act. Most importantly, accept. First and foremost, there's stuff sitting in me. I don't want it there. There's a dis-ease. I don't want it in there anymore. And start to do the work. Rewrite your story. What's going to be next for you? All right. So with all the commotions that was taking place today, and all the movements, I just I want to send my blessings to everyone, every person, whether you can hear it or not, feel it or not, accept it or not. Please know that there's someone sending you their blessings. That may you heal yourself. May you let go of all of the hurts and the disappointments and the shadows. That shadow part of you, the shadow self that you're so tired of carrying around, but you don't know how to let it go. And you don't know how to talk about it because your ego won't let you. The ego has a way of letting you hold on to your suffering because it's the only thing you can control. And it keeps taking every bit of your energy. And I ask you, please, release it. Let it go tonight. All the trauma, all the pain, all the sadness and disappointment and rage and anger and desire, let them go. The only thing that your soul needs from you right now is love and kindness and purity. So for the rest of the evening, just enjoy the meditations, and when it comes to a close, have a quiet night tonight. Clear out whatever's still sitting there and get healthy. All right. Enjoy these meditations. Om Shanti.
निम्रता का गुण योगी के लिए बड़ा शोभायमान है। ईगो को ख़त्म करने के लिए निम्रता बहुत अच्छी साधना का प्रैक्टिकली सिद्धि स्वरूप बनाती है। निम्रता सत्यता का स्वरूप क्या है अनुभव कराती है। निम्रता जिस घड़ी शब्द आता है तो परमात्मा बाप के सामने हम दोनों हाथ मिल कर के कहते हैं निम्रता से हो ही जाएगा। निम्रता में धीरता और मधुरता दोनों गुण साथ देते हैं। तो देखा है जहाँ सत्यता है, निम्रता के कारण धीरता, मधुरता, गंभीरता वो दिव्य रूप धारण कर देती है। इसलिए शांति प्रिय आत्मा बहुत चिंतन में ना आकर के क्या होगा कैसा होगा, अटल विश्वास है, सच्चाई का बल है। निम्रता से सदा ही सफलता मिलती आ रही है, अंत तक मिलती रहेंगी। प्यारे बाबा ने अंतिम शरीर का त्याग करने के समय हम बच्चों को यही मीठे मीठे बोल सदा के लिए स्मृति के रखने के लिए बोला। बच्चे निराकारी, निर्विकारी, निरंकारी स्थिति में रहना। तो ये दिखाई पड़ता है। तो ये ईश्वर के जो हमारे प्रति महावाक्य है वो उसने बड़ा काम किया है। जब कभी भी कोई भी कारण से एक ने कही दूसरे ने मानी, शिव बाबा कहे दोनों है ज्ञानी। तो ज्ञानी तो आत्मा सदा ही शांत से प्रेम से स्वीकार करते हैं, क्योंकि विश्वास से हमारा आपस में भी प्यार है, परमात्मा का कार्य है। तो भगवान कहते बच्चे जो मैं तुम्हें गुण सिखाता हूँ उस गुणों को अपने जीवन में धारण करो। ओम शांति।
This is a meditation on peace. There are 3 steps. First, let go of the outside. Everything you can see, hear, and feel. Allow yourself to simply let it be what it is and let go of it. The second step, turn within and connect with the deepest part of yourself, the soul, the still, silent core of your being, whose essence is peace. The third step is to turn the mind upward and beyond and connect with the eternal, immeasurable, infinite source of beautiful, sweet peace. We start at the physical level. Check that your body is balanced and you're sitting comfortably, and then gently allow yourself to let go, to disconnect from everything that is around you in the everyday material world. What you see, what you hear, what you feel, let it be, and let yourself detach. And as you do this, you find yourself naturally oriented to an inner space. Turn the mind within and allow yourself to feel and connect with that subtle point of light that is the self, the soul. I, the soul, am deeply peaceful. I am essentially still, quiet, and silent. I allow myself to feel this essence, this core of my own soul. This is what it's like to be me. Peaceful, quiet, tranquil, serene. I am steady in this state, and so I move my mind upwards and beyond. Letting everything to do with the here and now merge, and I shift into a broader, more universal space. It is a world of light beyond the universe, and there I encounter the source, the beautiful point of infinitesimal light, yet infinite peace. An ocean merged in a point. I am focused, I am connected, and from that point the waves of deep peace wash gently over me. And I am filled with that power of silence, that extraordinary feeling of total peace. fills me completely. It overflows and extends into the vast distance. I become like a conduit. The peace flows into me from that tiny point and becomes a huge ocean of pure, peaceful feelings that I can direct so that it encompasses the whole world. And the whole world can feel that subtle, beautiful, and sweet peace that it craves so deeply. I hold this state for a while. Totally focused. And then gently I withdraw myself back into my essence, back into the day-to-day world. But still, that peace is with me, spreading like an atmosphere around me. Om Shanti.